How to create a trading plan that is not just going to reflect your goals, but more importantly is going to reflect your values. Come with me as I show you exactly how I plan to create a trading plan that is going to reflect these things in my life or in my trading career moving forward. Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hey, my name is Aurelie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this page, I talk about my trading journey, the ups, the downs, the difficulties, everything that I go through as a trader. We're talking about it here. So in today's video, I want to share with you guys exactly how I created a trading plan that is not just going to reflect my goals, but it's going to reflect my values. So let's talk about it. My trading plan is definitely going to come in 6 or 8 parts. And that is going to be my goals, risk management, trading plan or trade management, market selection, rules, time frames, and I think basically that is it. Okay, now let's go step by step because I took notes. Actually, it's so beautiful. So like we're going to start with the first thing on my trading plan, which is going to be my goals. Why am I trading? Why do I want to trade? What is my purpose or what is my main desire to become a trader? I'm not going to lie if I say that, oh, I'm just trading because I have passion. I'm lying. That's not true. But I want to take the goal step by step, so we are going to come back to the end goal. The first goal for me is literally going to be with this particular trading plan is to pass my prop firm. Moving forward, any prop firm that I'm going to buy, definitely the goal is to pass it. Number 2 goal is going to be to make my first withdrawal no matter the amount from a prop firm, because I've passed the prop firm phase 1 and phase 2 and I lost the prop firm at the funded stage. So my next prop firm, my goal is to at least make a withdrawal from that prop firm. The third goal for me is to make my first $1,000 as a trader. I have made multiple $100, but I've never made a $1,000 as a forex trader or as a trader in general, because aside from forex, I trade crypto, which is BTC, sorry. So yes, I have a goal to make my first $1,000 as a trader. And the fourth goal is going to be to make my first $100,000. This has been a goal for years, and for some reason I feel like I'm going to achieve this goal in 2026, because as they say, you don't know when, but you just know that it's happening. I just know that it's happening. I know I've been having this goal for a long time, but I know it's going to happen. So that is another goal. And the ultimate goal for me is financial freedom. I just like freedom. I like to be free. I like to know that there is no rule that applies to me. And if there's one thing I know about our generation and the world we're living in right now, it's highly capitalistic. And that being said, you need money to be anywhere you want to be and do whatever you want to do. However, not to constitute nuisance to people in the society, most importantly. Okay, now let's talk about risk management. When it comes to risk management, I have 2 steps here. The first one is I'll be risking 1% per day. That means I'm taking 2 trades daily. So number 1 is 1% per day, and number 2 is 2 trades daily. I don't take more than that. I don't take less than that. That means I'll be dividing my 1% into 2, and the first 0.5% is going to go on 1 trade, and the second 0.5% is going to go on the second trade. That does not mean that I'm always going to have 2 trades. However, but highest for me is 2 trades a day. That is it. Now let's talk about trade management, which is going to be the third point on my trading plan. For trade management, I'll be having 2 entries per trade. The first one is to target a 1:2, then I break even. Then the second one is to target a 1:3, which is going to be my final TP. I don't want to go more than a 1:3 per day, because there are always going to be opportunities in the market. Looking at how my strategy is sweet, my strategy always gives me some sort of opportunity in the market, so I'm not so worried about opportunities like that, because I know that they are always going to show up. Now, number 4 here is going to be my trading time. I look at the daily, the 4 hours, and the 15 minutes. The 4 hours is going to be for structures, the story that I'm telling myself, and the 15 minutes is going to be for entry confirmation. Meanwhile, the daily is going to be for overall view of the market. Now, trade execution. This is one of the most important part on my trading journal or my trading plan. Sorry, I don't know why I call it a journal, but it's a trading plan. So the most important part here, or one of the most important parts here, is going to be trade execution. For my trade execution, I start on the daily time frame. I want to see how the previous day closed, because the closing on the previous day is going to give me an insight on what is going to happen on the current day. So after I've seen how the previous day closed, I'm looking out to mark on the 4 hours. I want to see the structure. Is the structure bullish? Is it bearish? Where is it taking me to? I want to create a story. Where is price coming from? Where is price going to? It's very important, because if there's one thing that I have personally noticed with the market is that price moves from one liquidity point to another one, meaning price leaves from an internal range liquidity to an external range liquidity. People call that different things, break of structure, but I just know that price leaves from a swing point to another point, literally from a swing high to a swing low, or from a to rebalance a fair value gap, something of that sort. Now I'll mark my internal range liquidity and I'll mark my external range liquidity. Number 3 is I want to wait for price to get to either an internal range or an external range liquidity. When price gets to an internal range or external range liquidity, that is where my patience has to be very, 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 very detrimental, because I don't play about that. I want to see a CRT formation. I want to see a CRT being played. The moment I see a CRT playing out, then I'll wait for a candlestick to close. That means the candlestick that caused the CRT to close on the 4 hours time frame. Immediately it closes, then I'm going to know that, okay, this is what I want to see. Then I shoot to the 15-minute time frame. On the 15-minute time frame, I have to be patient again. I want to see a liquidity sweep, I want to see a change in character, and I want to see a fair value gap. The liquidity sweep is simply showing me that price is done going towards the direction that it was going to, and the change of character is showing me that the structure of the market is about to reverse back to however it was in the first place. Then the fair value gap is just showing me that market is about to rebalance, then it keeps moving. When it comes to my rules, which is very, very important, the first rule is that there must be a CRT. If there is no CRT, there is no trade. Number 2 is on the 15-minute time frame, I want to see a liquidity sweep. If there's no liquidity sweep, there is no trade as well. Then the third one is going to be for me to journal every trade, because this is something that I struggle a lot with before, but right now it's better. It's better now because, not still because I still journal, but it's better because I have a group where I share my setup before and after. I always make sure that I share them, and at the end of every week I come back to look at how the market played out, my win, my losses, everything of that sort. Then number 5 is going to be do not trade during the news. If there's one thing I've noticed with me is that each time I trade the news, I hit stop loss. So I don't think it's something that I'm ready to do, at least not now. Maybe in the future, but for now, no. Stop trading after 2 losses. So if I take 2 losses in a row, then I'm done trading for that day. I'm sorry. Then the last one is going to be do not trade without a stop loss. I did that on gold. I traded and I had no stop loss, and the market reversed and it went against me, and I blew my last account that I had because I was like very angry. And I forgot this rule: do not trade if you're not mentally stable. If you're not emotionally okay, you don't take any trade, because if I do, there's always a price to pay for that. Remember that the market is always going to be there. No matter what we do, the market is never going to leave. We are always going to get opportunities in the market, no matter how long it takes. And patience is a virtue that every trader needs to possess, basically. So that is basically how my trading plan is going to be moving forward, and I hope that you learned something from this video, and I'm definitely going to see you in another one. So